True Believers, Gel Pal, Spider-Man. Morning, Cadre, it's KJ. Got a different color shemagh today. Figured if I get lather on a black and white one, it won't be as noticeable, right? But I go back to the doctor tomorrow for him to do a follow-up on me. My stitches are on the inside, and there's like some glue on the outside. So I think he's gonna take that off. So maybe after that, I'll be able to do a shave without this. I just don't want it to be a distraction or anybody to be grossed out by it. It's not that bad, but it's not like I'm self-conscious about it or anything. So we're gonna continue on with our October themed shaves for today. But I will say this before I do that. I was getting ready to do my video and do my shave, and then I saw a little pop-up on my phone, and it said that Dave in Kentucky had posted in the 7 Deadly Sins area. So I immediately stopped, watched his video before doing mine. So really good video, Dave. Really enjoy everybody's 7 Deadly Sins videos. I think it's a really cool theme and topic for a video. So if you haven't done a 7 Deadly Sins or 7 Sins of Wet Shaving video, go ahead and put one together. It's pretty easy to do. Just gotta sit in front of the camera and talk about some products. It's pretty easy. But Dave, enjoyed your video a lot, so thanks for doing that one. And so now on to my shaves. So I'm gonna continue using my Eric Sorrentino TSC member brush. I have another brush in root, so I'll be using this brush up until I receive that brush, and then I'll be using that one for a while. But this, well, I don't have any brushes that match the theme for October necessarily. But this is kind of a horror theme with the black and red, so that's why I'm using that one. And I said yesterday's video that I thought I had a couple other Razor Rock soaps, and I don't. I only have the original Razor Rock XXX, so I can't really do any other Razor Rocktober's shaves. But what I can do is I got the L'Occitane Cade soap, and because it's not pronounced any way that really fits in October, but it does have an OC in it, so L'Occitober, I guess, for L'Occitane. It's French, so it has a weird pronunciation, but it's L'Occitane. But the Cade isn't one of the best performing soaps, but I just love the smell of it. It's got a sort of junipery, smoky kind of scent, and I just love it. I do have the actual L'Occitane bowl, as you can see, which is kind of expensive, but I got it as a gift. But my soap doesn't fit in it that well because I had the soap first and I had put the soap in a different container and then had to pry it out before I put it into the actual container, so now it doesn't rest in there right. So I'm just gonna pull it out and lather right on top of the puck. And then maybe after this one, when I get the bottom of the puck wet, it'll stick better in the bowl. So this is one that, it's a harder puck. I think it's triple milled. I'm not absolutely positive on that. But this is one that I actually do spend quite a bit of time loading just to make sure I get enough. Like I said, it's not really a stellar performer. It's a tier 2 soap. But some soaps we keep around for different reasons, and this one I keep around just because I like the scent. So I'm just pressing that back in the bowl. There's a little bit of water in the bowl, so I'm pressing it in there. Hopefully when that dries, it'll kind of lock it back in there. Try to get it all contained so it doesn't go flopping all over the place. So I am going to run out of products really fast for October themed shaves. But what I do have an abundance of is razors for October open comb. So I will be continuing on using my different open combs, and while doing that, I'll probably go and just revisit some soaps that I haven't used in a while. I'm actually getting better lather than I remember getting from this puck. So for today's open comb, I'm just going to be using a standard old type. Just a regular ball end old type. I was using the ABC version for last two shaves, but this is just your regular old garden variety old type with the ball handle, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's got the crack in the handle. So this actually will pull right off because of that crack. So it doesn't really affect it. You just got to be careful with them. There you go. Whole shave's worth of lather. I know that's driving some of you crazy. Again, I go back to this. I always wonder, so many people talk about how the old types are aggressive. I mean, I just don't find them to be aggressive. Nothing like the the news, I find the news to be very aggressive. I think sometimes our impressions of soap changes as our technique improves. So I think my lathering technique has improved greatly over the years, and whereas this might not have been that good of a soap to me early on, it's actually being a really good soap today. So maybe just years ago, the last time I used it, my technique wasn't as great. And that's just another reason to maybe not give up on soaps, at least early on, as you're trying things. I mean, if you really just don't like something, you don't like it, but sometimes it's not the soap, sometimes it's you. Sometimes it's your water. You can't change that unless you go buy bottled water. But especially if you're a new wet shaver, if something's not working for you and you've got something else that is, sometimes just put it down and let it sit. A few months later, come back, try it again. Your impressions might change. I've been doing this 8 years, and I think my impression just changed a little bit with regard to this soap. I don't remember the lather being this thick, but I probably loaded a little heavier today than I was doing before, and that makes a lot of difference, actually getting more product in there. I know one of our newer members just posted that question in the forum about getting some disappearing lather from Mystic Water, and I know when I use Mystic Water, I use a pretty heavy load time and really just dig in at the soap to get a lot of product in my brush. So the soap doesn't have a ton of residual slickness. If I get some water back on there, it helps a little bit, but it's not great. So that's probably one of the downfalls that's putting this down to a tier 2 soap for me. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a little bit of lather. For this touch up. For me, when it comes to using Cade, I would love if they would make the Cade Splash again, but they discontinued it years ago. They have a balm, but their balm is so heavy. It's one of the heaviest, like thickest balms I've ever used, and I really just don't like it. I'm not a big balm guy to begin with. I'd love it if they had the Splash back, but since they don't, there's only one aftershave that I think of to follow it up. Any guesses? You got about a minute before I pull it out, so I'm trying to think of what might go with the Cade. Alright, that'll do. Looks like it did get a little nick on my chin. So, did you figure it out yet? Well, for me, it's the juniper. So I gotta follow it up with Captain's Choice North, which is in my top 5 of aftershave scents. Definitely my favorite of the entire Captain's Choice line. I've got the balm. I've got a bottle plus probably 1 or 2 backups of the Splash. I just love it. This is a 4.5 on strength of scent. It's just great. Just an awesome, awesome juniper scent. Love it, love it, love it. If you have not tried Captain's Choice North, you have to go try it. So there's my October for open comb shave. I got the L'Occitone for L'Occitober. And I think up next for tomorrow will probably be Tabak. So tomorrow will be Tabaktober. And we will see you then on the Shaving Cadre forum. I am Spider, so until then you can find me there. And have a great day. Peace.